Here we go. And welcome back, everybody, to Angelo, a light episode of the TV show. We're free today. I'm here. I'm Jay Black. I'm joined by Angelo Cataldi, and it feels empty. It feels like when your teacher was absent from school. Like you're here, but it's not quite the same without Rhea here. But yeah, we're gonna do all right, Angelo? We're gonna be fine.
We are. She had a death in the family. She could not be here, but I talked to her and all, and she said having just us here today, Jay, will make people miss her even more, which is absolutely the truth. So then I said to her, Rhea, you're irreplaceable. You realize that, right? She said, oh, yeah, I've realized that for years. I knew that when we were doing radio together. So, yeah, she's
100%.
irreplaceable.
100%. We're going to do our best. Please bear with us. Rhea will be back next week. But let's jump right into the number one story of the week, Angelo. And this is one that you brought to me. And that is that the NFL Red Zone, something that I think you consider maybe the eighth wonder of the world. Is that correct?
Red Zone Channel, just so you understand, watching the NFL on Sundays at 1 o'clock has totally reprogrammed my brain into how to watch football. Now, Jay, when there's just one game on, even an Eagles game, I find myself not properly entertained because they can't swing to another game. And over the past couple of years, I've learned how to watch 7 games at once, because of Red Zone Channel. It is the gift of gifts for sports fans. It's the gift. It's the best thing you can do.
And one of the things that I love about the Red Zone Channel is that it's the NFL doing what they always do, which is rolling into the new zeitgeist as well as anybody. Meaning they understand that attention spans are down. They understand that people are not focusing on one game like they used to. So what do? They offer the chance to watch only the exciting parts of the games all at once, which is great and fantastic. Except, Angelo, you brought this up to me. Since the start of the year, since game one, the amount of advertising, which, by the way, used to be zero, used to be no advertising on the Red Zone Channel, is now quadrupled from what it was at the beginning of the year. And Angelo, is this the beginning of the end of the Red Zone Channel, in your opinion?
It's terrible. It is. What you left out there is it's in the process of being sold to ESPN. And ESPN already is having a say on how they present these games. So when it was announced in August that ESPN was basically going into a partnership with the NFL, but taking the controlling interest financially of the Red Zone Channel, everybody went, oh no, ESPN screws up everything it touches. It's going to ruin the Red Zone Channel. And ESPN right away said, no, it isn't. Will we have a little bit of advertising, a teeny bit, where we'll share the screen for 15 seconds with some advertisement, all right, well, what are we going to do? Well, I'm not going to not watch it. It's still awesome. So they started and they did like one 15-second spot each hour, which wasn't that much. But you started to notice over the past few weeks, there were more of these and more of these. And Pro Football Talk, which is a great football website, watched it and went, oh my God, they actually monitored for an entire day, and it is now 4 times as much advertising as there was at the beginning of the year when ESPN assured everybody they weren't going to commercialize the whole damn thing. Well, they're in the process of doing it. Because it just occurred to me, apparently Disney, which owns ESPN, they're not nearly rich enough.
No, they're not at all. Yeah.
They're not even close to being rich enough. Yes, they're all billionaires. Everyone who touches Disney becomes a billionaire. It's not enough. Let's see if we can screw over the fans who we have trained to watch football this way. And it's a disgrace. You understand? This is something fans need to rebel against. And I am willing to do that, but not willing to give up Red Zone. It's
Well,
too
see,
great.
Angela, number one, you are being very facetious here. I'll have you know that the Disney jet only has one solid gold toilet. One. I think they could go for two if they just made a little bit more money. But you're being sarcastic. Number two, this is a being a sports fan, being an entertainment fan, not just sports, but anything. If you subscribe to a streamer, it is like being in a toxic relationship because the other side just keeps pushing to see how far they can go before you say no. And the answer is they can go pretty far
Yep.
before a lot of us actually say no. Because once you're used to having
Yep.
it, like you just said, you have it. You don't want to give it up, even in protest. And you're
Right.
somebody that gets angry
Right.
pretty easily. Once you have it, you're going to do everything you can to keep it. And I think they're aware of that. So it's only going to get worse. And at what point, how much advertising would it take for you to say, I'm not watching the NFL Red Zone on Sunday, Angelo?
It won't be advertising. All right. In the midst of this turnover in August, there was a crisis involving the best network broadcaster in America today, Scott Hansen, who
Yes.
does the Red Zone channel. He is better than Joe Buck. He is better than Al Michael. He is better than all of them. You know how I know this? Because even the best who do it annoy at least a little. Scott Hansen annoys 0% of the time.
Yep.
He's excited. It's like sharing these games with somebody who loves football the way you do. He couldn't be better at it. And there was a crisis in August because it didn't look like they wanted to ante up enough money to renew his contract. And finally, he did. But in the course of that, he made it publicly clear that he wasn't thrilled with the direction of the commercials.
Right.
He is an advocate for the fan, a true advocate for the fan. If at any point in the future, the Red Zone channel does not employ Scott Hansen as the traffic cop, the main guy,
Right.
I'm out.
Right.
Now, advertising, if they start literally breaking from the games totally to go to a 60-second commercial or even a 30-second commercial, that's another sign I got to get out because they're just ESPN. ESPN has the opposite of the Midas touch. All right. Every single thing that ESPN touches turns to crap. All right. Name me one thing. This is becoming a bigger indictment now of ESPN. Could somebody explain to me what ESPN is doing well right now?
I
Because
mean, other than Monday Night Football,
right.
their Monday Night Football broadcast is pretty good. I think we all
Well, it
like
is.
Joe Buck and Troy
Right.
Aikman. I think they do a good job. That's the one. I don't know if they do anything else very well at all. I think you're correct about that.
Well, remember, not that many years ago, ESPN, when they got the Monday Night Football franchise, thought it would be really great TV to have the Booger Mobile, where
The
Booger
Booger
McFarlane.
Mobile was.
How stupid! These people. You know what they finally figured out? Why don't they just give it to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman? They're pros and they'll handle it, and they have. But
Right.
pardon the interruption. Is a corpse that they
Yeah.
keep defibrillating. Nothing against those guys. Tony Kornheiser, Michael Wilbon are terrific, but they're 100 years old.
Remember when
They
Wilbon?
just got rid of.
I
They
was just
got
saying.
rid of
Remember
around the
when
horn.
Wilbon was the young hip guy. Now he's like 60. It's just so it's such a
Exactly.
sad thing to see. Yeah.
The only new thing they brought in is Pat McAfee, who sucks.
I hate
He's
Pat McAfee.
horrible. I mean,
Wear some
Pat
sleeves, Pat.
McAfee, Jay, hold on. Pat McAfee had the audacity. After the announcement that the ESPN was taking over the Red Zone channel, he went on his show and said, well, yeah, there's going to be commercials now, but that's not going to bother anybody. And it
Right.
got so many people angry, he had to apologize for doing it. All right. This is a crisis, people. And all of you out there who really love football and love the Red Zone channel, make your voices heard. You got to say something because the one thing corporate America understands is backlash. There has to be backlash at the commercialization of the Red Zone channel.
I agree 100%, Angelo. And I love that you brought up how great Scott Hansen is, because that's a guy you'd follow anywhere. And that leads
Yeah.
us to our second conversation point today, which are you had said, let's talk about the actors and actresses, the performers that we would follow. If they have a new project coming out, you are 100% checking out that project. And I made my list, and I got to say, it is very movie star heavy. I don't know about your list, but I want to hear your
Mm-mm.
first person. Who is the person
All
you
right.
see him or her on TV, you're going to go watch her?
My first one is a guy that, to me, just keeps hitting home runs, and that's Bob Odenkirk.
Oh,
And
yeah.
see, now
Yeah.
that's not a big movie star, all right?
No.
Although his Nobody movies, the first, especially the first, but also the second, are action thrillers, fantastic. He did Better Call Saul. He was on Breaking Bad. He did all that great comedy stuff with David Cross.
Yep.
Bob Odenkirk only picks great projects. He was even on The Bear, the greatest episode of The Bear, Bob Odenkirk was a part of. Bob Odenkirk is a home run hitter. And right now, he's never striking out. Bob
Right. Okay.
Odenkirk, if his name is attached to a project, I'm watching it.
That's a very good choice. My first pick is a kid who's going to be in a movie this December called Marty Supreme, and that is Timothy Chalamet, which I
Ah,
believe I have not seen him. He's following the Leonardo DiCaprio path, which I'm going to bring up his name in a little bit, which is
mm,
no commercials, no superheroes. That's the advice that Leonardo gave him, and he's following that. He only picks good projects, and everyone he's in feels like an event. Love Timothy Chalamet. Can't wait for this ping pong movie that's coming out in December,
ping pong.
which is, yes, ping pong is right now
All right,
96% on
what's
Rotten
his
Tomatoes.
best?
His
Which is
best is
his best
probably
Bob Dylan?
the Bob Dylan movie. The fact that he played the instrument, he sang all the songs, and he made you forget that he was Timothy Chalamet and made you believe he was Bob Dylan. That is a tour de force. He should have won the Oscar, not the brutalist, not what's his face, the guy with the gum, spit out his gum. Anyway, whoever won last year shouldn't have won. It should have been Timothy Chalamet. All right, Angelo, who's your number two?
Hey, do me a favor. While I'm doing my next one, look up where the Bob Dylan movie can be streamed today because people want to see this stuff.
You
All
got
right.
it.
My second is another guy that I don't recall him doing anything bad ever. Idris Elba. All right. He did Hijack, which was phenomenal. You want to see an exciting film? Hijack. House of Dynamite. He was not in a major role in that, but he was phenomenal when he come in. He's been in a ton of animated stuff, which I don't watch, but guarantee you he is great at. And his ultimate project, Luther.
Which we talked about
Luther,
last week. Yeah.
if you have not seen this, this is kind of like my British pick of the week. Any and all Luthers. He is there with Ruth Wilson for a bunch of them. He is absolutely great in that role. He's just this cop who just he'll do whatever he takes to take down the bad guys. Action. Idris Elba, he's another guy. I can't name you a project that I didn't think was really good that Idris Elba was in. He's got to be my number two.
And he also spends a lot of time in my wife's fantasies, and from what I hear, does a great job. From what I hear, my number two is going to be a guy who starred in a big movie, a sleeper mega blockbuster, because it was an Apple production that didn't quite get as much fanfare as some of the other summer blockbusters this year. Brad Pitt, who in recent
Wow.
years has become, one of the few remaining true movie stars. If he's in a movie, it is a very big deal. The next movie he's in is a sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, being directed by David Fincher with the script by Quentin Tarantino. Just your look, Angelo. Tell me that that does not excite you. That it's filming right now as he's coming back as the stuntman that he played in that movie. Yeah,
I got to call a timeout.
yeah.
Right now, I'm reading a 500-page book on the making of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You
It
are. What's the
is
name?
absolutely, it's one of the best movie books I've ever read. It is
What's the name of the
so
book,
deep.
Angela?
It's just come out. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Just go to Amazon, it'll come up. And it's Quentin Tarantino actually participates in the writing of the book. It's fantastic. And you learn a lot about Brad Pitt and what he's like behind the scenes. And I'm happy to tell you, the Brad Pitt is a good guy. The Brad Pitt
Yeah.
is great for other people to work with. He is very much a contributor. He's a teammate. He doesn't do these ego trip stuff. And that is a movie. That is my favorite Tarantino movie.
Mine as
And
well.
I had no idea that they were bringing the character back. And Tarantino has say in what they're doing with this.
Tarantino
Wow.
wrote the script and is producing the movie. David Fincher is directing for Netflix, and it's
Oh,
going to come out, I
oh,
think, at the end of 2026. It's filming right now, so I am very
love it,
excited
love
about
it,
that. Yeah.
love it.
So
Oh,
Brad
it's
Pitt's my
great
number
news.
two. Who's your number
All
three,
right.
Angela?
All right, I'll give you my number three. Just because I'm currently watching him and constantly in awe of his ability to perform, and that's Billy Bob Thornton. Now,
Wow,
I have become
interesting choice.
addicted. I've been addicted to Landman. I remember his incredible performance in Sling Blade. Sling Blade, he won an Oscar for it. He was so good in that. Goliath, he raised what was an ordinary story. He was a lawyer there into something special. He's doing a ton of ads now. And
Yeah,
I'm wanting to buy what he's telling me to buy just because he has the way of convincing you. Billy Bob Thornton, this is late. I've come late to this party. But watching him in Landman realizes that without him in that show, it wouldn't be any good.
it's a very
That
good point.
he is what there. In fact, I even looked into some of the feedback that show has gotten. They hate his wife. I don't. I like
No,
Ali Lauder, but most of the people say that when she's on with his daughter, that they kind of ruined the whole mojo of the show. Not necessarily, but Billy Bob is the reason to watch it, and he's brilliant. He is a brilliant performer, about to turn 70, still crushing it. Thank you,
absolutely.
Billy Bob Thornton.
And how could you be upset about Ali Larter in a bikini? Anybody who's complaining about
She's
that,
hot.
they need to go to jail immediately. My number three is a guy who starred in a movie that you absolutely hated, Angela Cataldi, but I loved, called One Battle After Another. That man is Leonardo DiCaprio. Huge
Yep.
Leo fan. He is a guy. There has been no better path of a superstar than this guy. He came to fame in Titanic and then decide, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just work with every great director out there. I'm going to become Marty Scorsese's guy. I'm going to work with Steven Spielberg. I'm going to work with Paul Thomas Anderson. And he has not made an uninteresting movie. He may have made a few that weren't great. Was not a huge fan of The Revenant, the one that won him the Oscar. That's
Mm.
not a movie I've returned to, but never once has he made an uninteresting movie. And that's why I'll watch anything that he's in. And still get excited for a Leo DiCaprio movie. All right, Angelo, who's your four?
Hold on. I just got to say. So basically, you went to the IMDb and picked all the people that were in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood
Pretty
because
much,
Leo
yes.
and Brad were the stars. And Chalamet, I'm not sure if he ever was in it, but I know by reading this book that at one point he was connected to it. So
Really?
you're, yeah, so you're picking all the people. You must really like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
You know
Jay.
what, Angela? I almost picked Margot Robbie. I didn't, but I almost did.
Oh,
So that would have been even
oh,
worse with that. Uh,
she's a goddess.
she's great.
Yeah, my number four is old school, and I love him because he did great stuff when he was young. He's done great stuff now, less comedic than in the early part of his career. Michael Keaton,
Oh, great
Night Shift.
choice.
Night Shift was early work. Beetlejuice is one of his big hits. Mr. Mom, and he did Dope Sick a year or two ago. That is just absolutely the best analysis of the drug crisis that the country has faced over the last decade. And he's great in everything. If Michael Keaton's in something, it's probably going to be terrific. So he's my fourth choice.
Nice, and I agree with you. Anything that he in is great. All right, this is a left field choice. You're not going to probably agree with me on this, but I just saw Wicked for Good, And I'm going to tell you something. Ariana Grande is a star. She is a movie star. She is going to be a gigantic star. She can sing, she can act, she can do comedy. My daughter is a huge fan of hers. Every time she's on SNL, it's an event, which I put as a part of the appeal. I think that I'm excited for her next movie. Whatever she does next, I will watch. Ariana Grande, fantastic talent.
That is a upsetting choice, given that you have all the people in the history of movies, and you pick the pop singer
That
as
she's a
somebody
great
in.
actress, Angelo. She's
She may be
great
a great
in Wicked.
actress. I would say the body of work of Ariana Grande in the cinema is not really in keeping with this project.
I'm going
That
to tell you
is,
right now.
Jay, I do not feel you have done enough. You basically pick all the people in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and then the person that you saw the movie of this week. That is not hard work. You understand?
Mark it down now, Angelo. Mark it down. She's going to be an Oscar winner one day.
Uh,
You mark it down. Put it in your
all
book.
right.
All right, let's do our last ones, and then
Finally,
we can move on.
yes, my final is Kate Winslet because she's awesome and everything. Also, she has only been in the the three highest banked movies, the three that have made the most money. Kate Winslet's been in all three. The two Avatars and Titanic. She's done them all, and that wasn't even her best work. Her best
Yeah.
work was in a TV show called Mayor of Easttown, which was just fantastic. She is brilliant. If her name's there, it's great.
All right, good choice. My final choice. I believe likability is a very important thing. And since this guy got sober, he got onto the scene and got an Academy Award nomination very, very young. He appeared on one terrible season of Saturday Night Live and reinvented himself as a superhero. Robert Downey Jr. I will watch anything that
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is in. I liked his movie The Judge very much, which he did, after he got his fame back with the Iron Man movies. He produced and co-starred in a movie called Chef, which is a great movie with
Yeah,
Jon
it is.
Favreau. And the Sherlock movies were fantastic. So I'm looking very forward to seeing him in the next Avengers. Big fan of Robert Downey Jr. And I'm just going to do I have two I will not watch, Angela, and then I want to hear yours before we move on. Johnny Depp and Jared Leto. If you are in a movie, I'm not watching your
Wow.
movie. I'm done with them. Johnny Depp looks like your grandmother being with her the dyed hair and the jewelry and the moo-moos. He just looks ridiculous. Jared Leto is a monster human being. I hate both of them. I will not watch any movie with them in. And do you have any that you? I know
Hey,
it's
Jay, no, I gotta say something. Jay, you need to do more of that on this podcast. Too much love, not enough hate.
I can
That's
bring the
fun.
hate.
No,
I'll
I
bring more
know
hate.
you just proved you can. Do it more. Hate people. It makes everybody feel better. All right,
All right.
my first choice is super obvious. I don't even have to talk about it. Sean Penn. I despise
Yeah.
him. I will not watch anything he's in, even if all my favorite people are also in it. Mel Gibson, he's a low life. I can't
Yeah.
stand him. And I haven't really liked anything he's done in movies in a long time. So he's off the list. And a new one that just come up to me, he's got a show out now on HBO Max, Chair and Company. It's something with the chair in
The
it.
chair
Tim,
company.
the chair company, Tim Robinson. He does cringe humor, and it's not funny, and all you do is cringe. See,
Right.
Larry David figured out how to do cringe humor. Nathan Fielder, who I almost put on a list, knows how to do cringe humor. This guy doesn't. He just makes you cringe. It's not funny.
We're
Tim
gonna
Robinson stinks.
we are gonna we can't
Stinks.
do it now. Next week we're gonna have a Tim Robinson debate because I love Tim
Oh,
Robinson.
good.
We're gonna have to
Tim
talk
Robinson
about him.
stinks.
And
He's a hack.
speaking of debate, right here, before we're going to have a little discussion, very quick discussion about Stranger Things season 5, because I said we have to talk about it this week. And Angela said, okay, I'll check it out. And then 2 minutes later, he called me back and said, Jay, I just watched the recap. I cannot watch this. You can't have me
No.
talk about it. This is awful. I'm out. So I'm going to have a quick conversation with my kids. I'm going to put it in here because we are big
Oh,
fans of Stranger Things 5. So we're going to talk about it right here.
Thanks, Jay and Angelo. Jay Black here with Annabelle Black and Keen Black, my children, and we are here to discuss Stranger Things Season 5. And I want to start with you, Annabelle.
Me.
Because you, I think it's fair to say, are a Stranger Things super fan. Is that correct?
I mean, super fan implies some sort of like obsession. I wouldn't go that far.
I've seen your Vecna body pillow. I think it's beyond.
I think it was just a
fan.
regular body pillow that got in a fire. So, Annabelle, tell me, what are your initial thoughts about Stranger Things Season 5? Yay or nay, up or down? How do you feel about it?
I very much enjoyed it. I thought the twists were excellent. I didn't love...
Oh, hold on. We should say spoiler alert.
I didn't love how they are treating Steve and Dustin in this. It's like they took the only like wholesome, like beautiful relationship in here and they're trying to tear it apart. And Steve is my favorite character because I love him. And I think that he should move on. I think he's better than Nancy and I think he's better than Jonathan. And I think the fight is less than him.
I am so Team Steve.
I hate Jonathan.
And the Team Jonathan people always come out of the woodwork when I say that. And listen, Team Jonathan people, you are incorrect. Keen, your thoughts on Stranger Things Season 5?
Specifically Steve.
Specifically Steve? Well, I think Steve is probably many people's favorite characters, but I'm looking at more at a critical and technical level.
Are you implying that I'm not critical or technical?
No, what I'm implying is you may have a little bias towards it because you are a Stranger Things mega super fan.
Why did we add mega?
But no, I think this is really good. And I was just saying before, you can't really judge a product before it's like completely finished. So who knows? They still have time to ruin it.
They still have time to make it all a secret D&D game.
Yeah, if they end with them playing the secret D&D game, I'm punching through reality, going back in time, and ending the Duffer Brothers.
There'll be riots in the street, and I will join them.
Oh my god, yes.
But anyways, I thought, it's pretty classic Stranger Things, just adventure after one or the other. And I would say, it's kind of like popcorn TV. I'm just watching it, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I will say some of these special effects I thought looked unpolished, and I noticed like some of it was like, oh, that's a PS3 graphic. It's not all of it, but enough was is this really unfinished?
I didn't really notice that as much, but I also don't watch as many movies as you do, so I don't really have an eye for it.
I had a question for you, Annabelle, because one of the things I'm seeing online a lot is that Robin's character is much different in Season 5 than it was in Season 3.
I was just about to bring that up. I do like the addition of the Rob and Will duo we have going on. I think I do really enjoy that.
So do you like it? Because a lot of people are saying that, this is... The justification is that she is unmasking, that she's autistic or at least Asperger's, and she is unmasking and allowing her true self to come out. But that some people are saying, well, that's just an excuse for bad writing because they just want to integrate her into the... I'm not saying I agree with this. I'm saying they just want to integrate her into the friend group. And in order to do that, they had to change who she was from Season 3.
I didn't see much difference. She's still dry and witty and sarcastic. I do like the introduction with her doing the whole, what was it, Squawk or whatever?
The radio show?
Yeah.
Rockin' Robin.
Rockin' Robin. I don't know how I got
Well, I think...
No, I think it's the Squawk is the name of the station.
I really did. I just love Maya Hawke. I think she has phenomenal charisma, and I think when she and Nancy are on a screen, you just look at her every time.
I can't wait for that Ethan Hawke, Sydney Sweeney actor. Have you seen that?
No.
So, the actor and actor interviews?
Yeah.
Apparently Ethan Hawke and Sydney Sweeney are doing an actor interview.
You know what? I cannot wait for that. That's going to be great. Quick question for both of you before we finish up. And again, if you haven't tuned out...
Hold on.
I want to go back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, I would still have more. Hold on.
Okay, fast.
All right, so, I didn't really notice bad writing. I mean, usually in media, I don't love huge speeches that feel out of place, but in this one, since Robin and Will have a lot in common, I thought that the inspirational speech she kind of gave was sort of necessary to the plot.
Gotcha.
And I do like how they later used that in Will's sort of
For his twist.
For his twist. So it felt more part of the story rather than like a useless addition.
All right.
Derek sucks.
I like Derek.
I got to finish up, so here's what I want you to do. I'm going to point at you, and I want you to say, gun to head, who dies in the final episode? Really? Annabelle, go.
No, wait, do Keen first.
Keen, go. Gun to head, who dies?
Who's the sheriff's name again?
Hopper.
Yeah.
Hopper's been through too much trauma.
I think Hopper's gonna die.
All right. Annabelle, your guess.
Either Will or Steve.
No, don't you say Steve.
It's gonna be Steve.
Don't you say it, Annabelle.
Steve's the beloved character.
Yeah, you can't.
I think Jonathan or Steve will die.
I want Jonathan to die.
I think Jonathan should die.
Jonathan
and Steve
should die. And
should reject Nancy, and she's alone at the end.
I think maybe one of the kids will die.
I think it might be Will.
Can't be Will. All right, guys.
Can't be Will.
Thank you so much for joining the show. You guys filled in for Angelo, who refused to watch Stranger Things. So let me throw it back to Jay. I know. Let me throw it back to Jay and Angelo in the future.
And that was a wonderful conversation. Angelo, if I do say so myself, I did a great job with that conversation with my kids. And the only other person I know...
Your kids were better than you, Jay, just so you know. I thought your kids killed it. They kind of propped you up and got you through it, kid.
That's the way it usually goes. And another person who props us up every week with his continued sponsorship of this program, is a person that we both love named Steven Singer. Angelo, tell me about Steven Singer.
Yeah. Well, I just named all these people: Bob Odenkirk, Idris Elba, Billy Bob Thornton, Michael Keaton, Kate Winslet. These are people whose name connote excellence. When you see the name, you figure the next project they're in, they're going to be good. When it comes to jewelry, there's only one I ever met, and that's Steven Singer at Steven Singer Jewelers. And the reason why is simple, because he does it the way you want. We're guys, we don't know jewelry. We got no clue. So what do? Well, you rely on the honesty of the guy you go to, and that's Steven Singer. And he has been doing it great for many years. I got my wife's engagement ring there. I got her wedding ring there. I got a whole bunch of necklaces and bracelets, and everything we got is still there, still great, still a part of our lives. And that's what happens when you go to the right jeweler. You get the right piece of jewelry, and you get a fair price. He's at the other corner of 8th and Walnut. I've known him for 30 years now. There's no one in any business I trust more than Steven Singer. Go to IHateStevenSinger.com or the other corner of 8th and Walnut.
Go right in the app. There's a little button. Click on it. I'm looking at the website right now. You can still get stuff delivered free to your home for Christmas. You don't even have to leave your house. Just go to the website, click on something for your wife, for your daughter, or your sister. Get it now. Or to send to me and Angelo. You can send us gifts. I'll wear a pinky ring if you send it to me. Imagine me with a big old pinky ring. I look good, Angelo.
No. You are without shame. Jay, you have no shame. None whatsoever.
I learned from Big Daddy Graham. He taught me well. All right. So, Angelo, we usually have our spot for a British pick right here. Unfortunately, Rhea's not here. So let's just skip to what do you have this week?
Right. Check out the Luther stuff if you're looking for British. It's all great. Yeah. I got 2 quickies here. I'm going to go quick on this, but I got to tell you, I do listen when you text us or when you email us or when you email me through my website. I got 20 of these. Check out Death by Lightning, the story of President James Garfield. I went,
yes.
What the heck? I'll do it. Phenomenal. 4 episodes, period. Very high budget. Fantastically done. I got to tell you right now, it's the best work I've ever seen Michael Shannon do. He plays President Garfield. Bradley Whitford is phenomenal in it as like one of his political allies, and really killing it is Matthew McFadyen, who was a big. He actually was like the hero at the end of Succession. I hope I could say that. Matthew McFadyen in it is the guy who wants to murder President Garfield, and he's insanely good in it. It's a great project. 4 episodes on Netflix. It just dropped. You'll love it. And the other thing, just real quick, I saw a movie that's good, not great. It's called Good Fortune. It was written and directed by Aziz Ansari. and it's basically the story of Keanu Reeves is a bad guardian angel, and he's there to help Aziz through a tough time. And Aziz plays Aziz. He only plays one character. No matter what he's in, he's the same guy. Seth Rogen is in it. He's a rich guy. He plays the exact same character he does in the studio. And Keanu Reeves plays the only character he can do, which is wooden. and it hits them all in their strong spot, and it's a pretty good movie. I would recommend. It's on demand right now. It's called Good Fortune.
And I'm just happy to have Aziz Ansari back. There was a guy who I think was unfairly railroaded. There wasn't a lot of the Me Too's that I thought were unfair, but the one against him felt forced. So I'm happy he's back and in the public spotlight again. I have two movies that I saw. One I mentioned earlier was Wicked for Good. If you liked the first Wicked, you're going to like this one, just not as much. If the first one was a 4.5, this is probably a 3.5. Just the songs aren't as good. Second act, it's harder to adapt. Most people who are fans of the musical know that the second half isn't as good as the first. So we all knew going in it wasn't going to be as good, but the chemistry between the leads is great. It's a good movie. The big one that I saw is coming to Netflix soon. That is Wake Up Dead Man. It might actually be on Netflix. I'll check that in a second. The next and possibly final Knives Out movie, written and directed by Ryan Johnson, starring Daniel Craig and a slew of fantastic actors. The main guy is a guy named Joe O'Connor, I believe his name is, playing the priest, but you have Mila Kunis is in it. You have Andrew Scott is in it. You have Thomas Hayden Church and Glenn Close, just a crazy cast. And it's not much happens except good actors in a room together saying good lines written by a good writer, directed by a great director. If you like movies, you cannot have more fun than a movie like this. I went up to see it at the Alamo Draft House, which is in Staten Island, where they bring you food right to your like, you have a little table and they bring you food. And Angelo, my kids and I at the end, I was just like, why do you need to be rich? You could just watch this and be happy. I don't need steak. I just need this. I loved it. It was fantastic. Are you a fan of those movies, Angelo,
let me go
or no?
what we got. If you want to see the Red Zone channel, you could go to the Red Zone channel, but I'm warning you, it's got a lot of commercials now. You should say something about it. Stranger Things, you can see that on Netflix. I would suggest you keep sharp objects away from yourself while watching it. You may want to self-harm. Good Fortune's on demand. Death by Lightning is on Netflix. Nobody 2 is on Peacock. House of Dynamite is on Netflix. Landman is great in its second season. Paramount Plus. Dope Sick is on Hulu. Mayor of Easttown is on HBO Max. Knives Out is in theaters right now, right?
Yep.
No, I guess it is. It's in theaters, about to go on to Netflix as Wake Up Dead Man, the third in the series. It's a great series. Wicked for Good stars one of the greatest screen actresses of all time, Ariana Grande. Wow. I mean, really. Betty Davis, Kate Winslet, Ariana Grande, Meryl Streep.
When she wins her first Oscar, I expect a cheesecake sent to my house by you, Angelo Catastrophe.
You're losing it, Jay. I'm telling you, you're losing it.
Next week, had it.
You're out and your kids are in. Next week, the Jay Black kids are in. Jay Black out. Rhea will be back.
Yes, Rhea will be back. That man right there is Angelo Catastrophe. You can check out his book Aloud at Amazon.com, AngeloCatastrophe.com, or have him read it to you at Audible.com. Rhea Hughes isn't here, but you can see her every single day at the WIP YouTube channel, or you can check out her Instagram, which is Rhea Hughes 94 WIP. Always good stuff on there. You can check out my Instagram. I'm Hello Jay Black. If you like more political content, then you know what to do with. That's who you want to see there. And we'll be back next week with the whole crew. Thanks for joining us, guys.